Hey there, Mark Scala, author of The Leverage Point: How Overwhelmed Founders Stop Doing Everything so they can start achieving anything. Today, I wanted to talk to you about, is your business a beautiful panic attack? So let's get right into it. Your business might not be growing. It might just be a beautiful panic attack. And I want to explain what I mean by that. On the outside, everything looks amazing. Revenue's climbing, the team's bigger, maybe you even got some sort of award or recognition. From the outside world, it looks like momentum. But on the inside, it's a constant state of chaos. You're firefighting daily. Every win creates 3 new problems, and you can't keep up. And yet somehow, you're praised for success. That's not growth, that's panic, dressed up to look like progress. And here's what it feels like. It's the 6 a.m. text from a client with a problem that should have been solved 3 layers down. It's skipping lunch again because the marketing team campaign can't go live without your approval. Or it's the late night call from a vendor with a supply issue, and you're the only one who can smooth it over. Each moment feels urgent, right? Each one feels necessary, but each one drains you until you're running only on fumes. And the kicker is, the more your business grows, the heavier the panic gets. What looks like success from the outside is actually a system eating you alive from the inside. So, what exactly is a beautiful panic attack? It's when revenue's growing, but so is complexity, stress, and chaos. The symptoms look like this: constant emergencies that pull you out of your strategic work, hiring more people but never feeling like you're supported, and having no breathing room. Every day feels like it's a sprint with no finish line in sight. And yet, it feels beautiful on the surface. Friends, colleagues, even competitors see the outside story, the growth curve, the new hires, the awards or recognition, the Instagram or social media posts of you winning. What they don't see is the truth. They don't see the toll it's taking on your health, your energy, your family. They don't see the debt, the late nights, the gnawing fear that it could all collapse. This is why I call it a beautiful panic. From the outside, it looks like success. From the inside, it feels like a nervous breakdown disguised as growth. And most founders don't even realize they're in one. They think this is just the price of success, that the chaos is normal. But here's the truth. Chaos isn't proof of growth. Chaos is proof of fragility. Let me tell you a story. I worked with a founder who ran a service business. On LinkedIn, they looked unstoppable. They were posting about landing big clients. They were expanding into new cities. They were hiring fast. But when we actually dug into the business, it was duct tape and adrenaline. Every big client they landed came with custom contracts, which meant nothing was standardized. Every new hire had to shadow them for weeks because no processes existed. And every expansion required the founder to personally fly out and fix problems because no one else could make decisions. To the outside world, they were a rocket ship. To the founder, it was a beautiful panic attack. I'll never forget when they told me, "I feel like an imposter. Everyone thinks we're killing it, but inside, I'm just waiting for it all to break and fall apart." And that's the emotional cost nobody else sees. Growth without structure creates success that feels fake. You're applauded for momentum, but behind closed doors, you're exhausted and you're terrified. And that's not growth. That's chaos dressed up in nice clothes. And I know this pattern because I've lived it myself. In one of my earlier leadership roles, I thought fast growth was proof of winning. Revenue was up, the team was expanding, we were being noticed in the market, but behind the scenes, I was drowning. I was the one putting out fires at midnight. I was the one every client escalated to, and I was the safety net for absolutely everything in the business. And I'll never forget sitting in my office one night, staring at a list of problems that I couldn't solve, realizing the truth. This wasn't growth. This was panic. And since then, I've worked with dozens of founders in the same trap. The story looks a little different, but the pattern's always the same. What feels like growth on the outside is really fragility on the inside. And that's why I help founders spot the difference now. Because once you see it, you can start to fix it. Here's the key insight. Growth that depends on chaos isn't really growth. It's just fragility. True growth creates more stability, not less. It gives you breathing room, makes your life easier, not harder. But panic attack growth, it's fragile. One client leaves, one key employee quits, one problem hits your supply chain, boom, the whole house of cards starts to wobble. Here's the difference. A scalable business has repeatable processes, consistent outcomes, and a team that makes decisions without you. A panic attack business has one repeatable process, the founder running around, plugging leaks, and holding everything together. It's like spinning plates. From a distance, looks impressive, but up close, you realize it only works if the person never stops moving. The second they step away, every single plate crashes. And that's not a business, it's just a circus act. So how do you know if you're running a real business or a beautiful panic attack? Here's a simple 3-question test I've used with other founders. Ready? Question 1. If you stop answering emails for 48 hours, what happens? Do sales keep moving? Do clients still get taken care of? Or does everything grind to a halt? Question 2. When revenue goes up, what do you feel? Relief or dread? Does more money mean less pressure, or does it actually mean more stress because you're now carrying more weight? Question 3. Can a new hire succeed without shadowing you for weeks? Do they have documented processes? Is there clear training? Are there defined outcomes? Or do they learn everything by watching you and hoping that they can keep up? If you're squirming a little bit right now, that's not a bad thing. That's clarity. And here's one more test you can run today. Track the ratio of new revenue versus new stress. If every $10,000 of revenue adds $9,000 worth of headaches, you don't have growth, you have fragility. Here's a practical step that you can take immediately. For the next 48 hours, write down every task you touch, every client call, every approval, every Slack message, every spreadsheet. Circle the ones that could be handled by someone else if the right system existed. For each circled task, ask yourself, could this be handled by a checklist, a workflow, or a video explanation? You'll realize quickly that 70 to 80% of the chaos in your business is not about people, it's about missing systems. And that's the line between growth and a panic attack. One creates freedom, the other creates fragility. And that right there, that's exactly why I wrote The Leverage Point. Because founders don't need another motivational speech about working harder. They don't need another hack or an app or a planner. They need a new design. A book doesn't just point out the problem. It gives you the tools to solve. Inside, I show you how to document processes, how to train your team to actually own outcomes, and how to create businesses that run with or without you in the room. One of the very first tools is the CEO bottleneck test. It puts your dependency on paper, clear and undeniable. You'll see exactly where the leaks are and why everything keeps flowing back to you. When the Leverage Point launched, it even hit #1 in pre-sales on Amazon. And to me, it wasn't about charts or rankings. It was about proof that the message is bigger than me, that founders everywhere are desperate for a way to get off the treadmill. And the book is your blueprint to escape the panic attack cycle and finally build a business that carries you. So, if you're feeling the chaos in your own business, here's what I want you to remember. It's not you, it's the structure. You're not failing, you're not broken, you've just built momentum on panic instead of systems. But here's the good news. Structures can be redesigned. When you shift the weight from founder energy to system energy, you don't just grow, you stabilize. You get your time back and you get your life back. Your business stops being a circus act that only works if you never stop spinning plates. Becomes something steady, something scalable, something valuable. And that journey for you can start today. First, go grab a copy of The Leverage Point. It's on Amazon right now for less than $10. If you like Kindle, It's for under $1 right now for the pre-launch, or I'm sorry, for the launch. And if you prefer audio, it's already on Audible, so you have no excuses. Stop building on panic, start building on systems. Take back your life and build a business that doesn't just look successful, but it actually feels like success.